Well, hello guys, welcome back. So, Goddess of the Day is Hell. I know we've already done a couple videos on her, but we're just doing the series now, so she gets a new video. Yeah! I think I'm getting the sense she's wanted this for a while, but sometimes I just don't have the words to say. I guess the gods watch me do this every day and think it's magic. I just snap my fingers and the video comes. It does not come that way. In fact, if they start trying to pressure me or saying you should do this or that, my mind goes completely blank and then I can't get anything done all day. Hell is patient though. I felt like a bit of disappointment about why wasn't my video so much earlier, but it's been a thing of I love her very deeply and I want to make her a decent video and not just me talking at the camera. Do you guys know what I mean? So, she is the daughter of Loki and Angrboda, and both parents are very protective of her, and also her brother is very protective of her. And why make video for sister. And so sometimes when you deal with hell, the first thing you're gonna notice is the whole family's gonna come over and see what you're doing. She tries Let me put it this way, she's a fully functioning, fully separate goddess, able to rule her own kingdom. That said, Daddy and Mommy think she's a little sugar dot princess. Brother thinks he is Big Brother. I don't know about actual ages. And they are all going to come over and help. And what are you doing? And are you hurting the tiny, helpless little baby? And hell, in the meantime, you can hear her counting to 10 because, this is her kingdom. This is her relationship, and here comes the family to help out. I actually find that really sweet and endearing. When you have separate relationships with them, like say Angrboda or Loki, you won't get that interference with the rest of the family. Though Angrboda feels free to come over and help. So does Loki, come to think of it. But I guess that's it. They're a really tight family unit, like a wolf pack. And I know a lot of people like to paint Hel as this tragic goddess who is suffering in the underworld, and she's so alone, and she was thrown there by cruel Odin. There's actually evidence that she may have existed before the Pantheon existed. That doesn't mean that she isn't very much Loki's daughter, and Loki will bite you in the face if you say otherwise, but she's very strong, independent goddess. Just like, think of Persephone. She's actually, as people have dug and done research, she was probably there before Hades was. But as a patriarchy came in, all of a sudden she's this weak, helpless female. And have you met Persephone? She will snap you. So will Hel if she wants, but she's very dual-natured like the rest of the family. One part of her nature that I deal with is cold, kind of indifferent, kind of cautious towards people. She can be harsh and she can be cold. We know she has things with names like hunger and famine and all this other stuff because she's connected to winter. And the other half is this loving, doting hostess who runs this beautiful paradise style abode, also called hell, that is paradise for the dead. And there's drink and meat and anything you could possibly want. They probably have a nice vegan bar if you're worried. She will greet you personally. She's very warm and loving when she's in that mode. And she's a very gracious hostess, and she doesn't want you to be crying or sad or missing your family. But you never know which side you're going to get. She's highly logical and analytical to a point where I think she intimidates and scares Loki sometimes, but he won't admit it. And I think she's just learned that because, like the rest of the women in the Norse pantheon, she sees all these men going around blustering, and she's just learned to be patient and play the long game. She could give Odin a run for his money in that aspect. Most death goddesses could. She will play the extremely long game. You're going to be there eventually. Unless you get tapped by another god or goddess, you're probably going to end up in hell, which is actually a wonderful, awesome place. Some people, it seems, and I'm not a psychic, don't take my advice on the afterworld, some people, it seems, get to choose to stay forever. Some people believe that you stay there and you rest and then you're reborn into the family line, and it's just a wonderful place that we really can't describe. Um, Hell herself can be very good in helping you face stuff you don't want to face about yourself. She's very blunt. She will not sugarcoat things. If you think Loki is blunt or Angerboda is blunt, oh my god, hell is a whole other level of she's just going to tell you something and she's not going to be emotional about it and she will look at you with that look on her face like she doesn't care if she's upsetting you and you're too prissy for her taste. I get the idea that, I'm not going to go running off into UPG land here. You can find a lot on Hill of UPGs. Of she had to grow up, she had a wonderful, loving family, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I get the idea that not everybody respected her because, we don't even know, how can I put this in a way without making people love Hill as much as I do Explode? We don't even know what she looks like. Some people will say one part of her is black and one part is white, one part is blue, one part is black, one part's alive, one part is dead, one part's malformed. She can't walk, she can walk, well, they've said everything but she can fly. I think I actually heard laughter. And Hell is a goddess. I don't think she has any trouble getting along. She does, sometimes she is solemn, and I don't think it has anything to do with her kingdom. I think it has to do with the fact that she doesn't like the way people treat her father. So she may be extremely unfriendly when you first meet her. Her brothers are actually more tactful. Fenrir just told me, "Go away, I don't like you." And your commander just completely ignored me. But he'll give you that look of utter disdain, let you know how much he profoundly hates you. I'm laughing now because she's actually a very sweet and warm and loving goddess. But, at the time we first met, she just gave me that look, and I think she said something about, "Do you know how many people think that they love and understand Father?" And, I think it was a 5-minute lecture, and she absolutely devastated me. If you think Loki's good at it, hell's a fucking expert. She could give Loki lessons. Meanwhile, Loki thinks this is little sugar dot princess, and she needs protected, and so does her brother. And they're both like, you have spent enough time with her. I actually sometimes can't work with her because they'll both come and they'll both interfere. If there wasn't a picture of Hel on the back of Loki's statue that's on the stove, I would have nothing for Hel. Actually, she has a couple things. She's a lucky girl. And yeah, we actually, as we moved the household around, she got more things. So she does have a nice bit of territory, come to think of it. Whether or not you have an altar is going to depend entirely on you, and I am not going to hand you color associations. If you're getting bright pink with Princess Sparkles, that would be unusual, but if that's what she's asking for, it's okay. She does have an actually really sweet kind of path where she's actually kind of fun, and she's like your sister, and yes, this is Hell, and no, I did not get this from Smite. It's this really sweet, happy, let's go play, and then, like, I can make her temple, her VR temple, really bright colors and everything, and she's okay. Though you have both at once, so while the happy part is okay with it and delighting in it, the kind of sardonic, dry part is just looking at you like, it looks like a toy store. I hate it. I love it. I hate it. So it's kind of like that. It's not like she has a split personality, but you can feel a lot of her different kinds of energies at once. So she now has a temple that's a lot darker. Not like, ooh, this is spooky. We're decorating goth, emo, hot topic and putting it all in a blender. Darker colors to like see, do you like this? Do you not like this? I don't care what you want in your temple. Just tell me and I will try to make you as happy as possible. Um, since we brought up the temple, you know, and everything, and we brought it up, god spouses with her brother. Of course, she would have god spouses. She certainly has vocal children on the internet, and that's all I will say about that. I try to make very sure you guys know that the only thing I can give you is my experiences. I cannot speak for a god or goddess. What they do in their private time is actually none of my goddamn business, and I learned that lesson pretty fast with Loki. Overall, I love working with her. She's very warm and loving sometimes. Sometimes she's very cold. She will point out where you're doing wrong, and she'll have absolutely no mercy doing that. But overall, she's a sweet goddess to work with. It's probably not the longest video. I think I'm gonna end it here, but Her brother and her daddy and her mother were coming around. It felt like, why is she not getting her video? She's waiting. And I'm like, it has to be at the right time. Hell understands. She can get disappointed when sometimes it seems it takes forever and a day for me to kind of like connect to her and get the words flowing or get a video flowing. But I said, I don't want to just sit there and talk into the camera and, not give you my best effort. But the family kind of put my hand behind my back and started to twist. And they'll do that for her because I think they know that I want everything perfect for her, so I will never get to it. And Hill is just, I wouldn't just say don't give her your best. Give her your best, but it doesn't have to be absolute perfection. You don't have to obsess over it. As long as you tried and you did it with good intent. I would not, this would be the one goddess I would tell you has absolutely zero sense of humor about a lot of things, and you will find out what those things are for you. I mean, absolutely zero sense of humor. If you think Loki is touchy and prickly about some things, absolutely no sense of humor. This is not the goddess you're ever going to, at least for me, reach a point where you can tease her about certain stuff. She has a wonderful sense of humor in one aspect, but if you were going to tease her like girls tease each other, and if you go too far, you will know it, and you will know it fast, and she will completely shut down on you, and she will just look at you, and she will be like, oh, so this is what you've been like after all. And I don't think outside of her family, maybe she got all that playtime and realized that people torment the hell out of each other. My apologies, my lady. But I knew that was gonna happen. God damn it. I knew the moment I started doing a hell video that slip up was going to come. She loves us and she understands, but I don't think she ever had, at least that we know of in the lore. I mean, there's 5 billion UPGs of her having sisters and that. Um, I don't think she ever got to get that kind of bonding with another woman where, you tease and torment each other and that. And her mom's not exactly playful in that manner. So I think sometimes when women do it, she misinterprets it. So, she's not delicate and she's not easy to offend, but she also does not get sometimes that kind of tormenting women do to each other, like calling each other cow and stuff like that. She's not going to get that. I mean, she will try to meet you halfway sometimes, and sometimes she's just going to shut down on you and look at you. Loki's the same way. If you've noticed, sometimes you can tease him or he can torment you, but you will try to tease him back and he's highly offended. It's kind of that same kind of energy. Overall, she's wonderful to work with. You can associate her with winter, you can associate her with the underworld, you can associate her with some people see her as a life death life goddess. She's not evil. I can't say that enough. She's not evil. She can be totally fucking indifferent to your current situation, but she's not evil. She loves her people. She does love her people very deeply, but it's sometimes this remote, detached love that's like, I love you, but you fucked this up on your own. You get yourself out of it. I couldn't believe it the first time she did it to me, but she was like, I love you, but you got yourself into this fucking mess. I don't have sympathy for you. I don't feel sorry for you. She's her mother's daughter. If you've worked with Anger Buddha, she's very much her mother's daughter. And that'll be about it for now. She can, I think, have Loki's charm, but she takes after far more heavily after Angerboda, and Angerboda don't got time for your bullshit or common pleasantries a lot of the time. She can be warm and loving though. That is in her if you can work with her long enough, and if you can gain her trust. This is not usually usually the easiest goddess to work with though. I've read some accounts where people met her and she was like baking them cookies and shit, and she was like the sweetest goddess, and they meet her and she's like such a little honey pie, and they're like, I don't know how anybody thinks she's cold and mean and remote. She's like the sweetest goddess ever. So she seems to give you what she thinks you really need. Apparently she thinks I need my ass kicked on a regular basis and being told when I'm stupid. That's what she thinks I need. But she is loving. I love her and adore her. She's not, like I said, she's not big on altars with me. She is with you, that's great. And I don't like to give associations for god or goddess because they might want a certain day a week. They might not care, whatever. But, just try to remember to include her. She's very quiet in my experience. She's one of those goddesses that's very quiet, laid back. Usually is not coming to look for you. But therefore she can get left out and you don't mean to. It's just everyone else is more vocal and pushing ahead and getting all your time and attention and Hell gets left out. She's not going to fight everyone else for your attention. She expects you to come to her. So, if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.